All right, so we have talked about all these different ways we can model multiplication. Today we're going to dive into like, well, what do we do when it's not single digit, right? What do we do here when I have a two-digit number such as 52, two-digit, and I got to multiply that, wow, I got to multiply that by a one-digit number, right? Like, what does all this mean? How do we do it? Because we know, like, if we use something like circles and stars, am I really going to draw out 52 circles and put 6 stars in each? No, I'm not. It's going to go crazy. Am I going to take a big old piece of tape and divvy it up into 52 parts? No, I'm not. I don't build an array, 52 rows. Oh my gosh, I'd be here all day. No, these techniques are great for single digit, and that's what we've been talking about. But now we're kind of in the double digit zone. We had a two-digit number times a a one-digit number. And so today we're just going to talk about, like, what does that look like? How do we solve it? What are our techniques? And you'll find what's so cool about everything in math is that they all build on each other. They really do. Like, knowledge that we've looked at in other places is going to be super helpful for us today. So one of the things we're going to do today is we are going to distribute to help us multiply, right? This is the idea of the distributive property. And if you need an idea of what it means to distribute, here's my guy. I don't know why he's wearing a top hat. But he's playing cards. Those are his hands, I think. Oh boy. He's playing cards. Here's his table. All right, this is starting to work. And he's got this whole deck of cards, right? And when we think about this, when we're distributing, it's like how we pass out those cards to the people that are playing with us. These are the people that are playing with us. And if you think about that, like if you've played a card game before, you kind of distribute out. You give the same amount to each person equally. This person, let's see if they got one. They got one. Yeah, okay, there it's kind of off. Right? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to distribute our numbers, and we're going to do so using multiplication. And really what that does is we can also rely on place value and value. So things we've talked about all before to kind of help us do this, like how do we distribute? So 52 times 6. The idea here is that we're going to actually take the 6 and we're going to distribute it out into the different place values of the other number, of the two-digit number, right? So let me just go ahead and dive into really what that means. If I was to rewrite this as a distributive form, oh man, you know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to change the colors just because I already used too many colors. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay, so we'll go here. Here. All right. Now, if I'm going to distribute, right, the first thing we were just talking about there is like, what does this look like? This is one way we can rewrite this. I'm going to take the 6 and I'm going to distribute it or multiply it by the 2. And the 2 is in the ones place, right? Value, place value. So if this is in the ones place, it has a value of 2, right? So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to like figure out, and I'm going to write them down before I do the math. That's a technique I like to do. So first I took the 6 and I distributed it to the 2. Now I'm going to take the 6, and that color doesn't really stick out, and I'm going to distribute it to the 5. So I'm going to say 6 times the 5. But the 5, if we think about place value, it's in the tens place. So I'm not multiplying 6 times 5 because it's not a 5, it's a 50. And then this goes back to like the multiplication techniques we know. So in order to solve this, then I can just solve these two problems. 6 times 2 is 12. And then 6 times 5 is 30, and then one more 0, so that's 300. And then I just take my values and I add them together. So 52 times 6 equals 312. This is the distributive property. This is how we distribute. We're going to just like pass out. So, well, not pass out, like fall over, but like pass out the numbers or pass out the cards. So let's continue to distribute. Distributive property is great. And that works really well when you have like 2 digits and you're multiplying it by like 1 digit, right? So here we go again. I like to draw a little line underneath it, and then I do each of my things. So I know I have 7, and I'm going to multiply it by, and you could go any order. So maybe this time, because we see the tens place first, we'll do that one. And then I'm going to not use that color. Distribute the 7 times the 8, which is in the ones place, so it's just 8. Okay, so 7 times 2 is 14, and then a 0. And then 7 times 8. Well, if this is a fact I'm unaware of, I can use all the techniques we've talked about before. Right? I could build circles and stars and things down here to help myself solve it. I could use facts I know, things like that. But 49 and 8 is going to give me 56. And then we just add this up. And notice, like, this is one cool way about how I organize it. It's really helpful because I can just do all the work here. It's kind of like write out these nice straight number sentences and then write my products, my answers, so that they're in place values. They're already lined up, and then I can just add. Kind of makes things easier for me to just organize it, okay? So distributive property, there we go. Are we done? Of course not, we're gonna keep practicing. I need a single digit number. Yes, 8, thank you, I heard that. Okay, and we're gonna multiply that by a 2-digit number. Someone said 99, someone always says 99. Let's go here for now, don't worry. All right, so distribute. Again, I like to draw a little line underneath it. I even draw these little arrows to help me. So I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna multiply that by 30. Remember, this is a 30, it's in the tens place. And then I'm gonna take an 8 and I'm gonna distribute it to the 4, which is the ones place, so it's just a 4. And then I just solve. Again, notice how I'm organizing my work. It really helps me. So 8 times 3 is 24, and then a 0. 8 times 4 is 32. Again, I'm lined up. Look at where I'm lining everything up. Ones place, tens place, hundreds place, right? It's a common mistake. Students don't line things up, and then you make these silly errors. So 272. So distributive property, it's pretty sweet. I like it. It's a good way to really think about how numbers work and using like the prior skills we already have. All right, we'll do 99 this time. So 99 times 5? I don't know. Okay. So again, distribute, right? How to think about what goes into each one. And if I have my 2-digit number first, I still like to take the single digit number and write that here, because then I can think about, all right, well, I'm gonna do 5 times this 9, which is in the ones place. And I'm going to do 5 times this 9, which is in the tens place, so that's 90. So 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 9 is 45, but then there's a 0, so it's 450. Add up. And that would make sense. That's pretty reasonable if you think about it, because if this was 100, 99 was 100, that'd be 500. This is really close, so that definitely makes some sense. So the distributive property, right, to distribute is a really great way to think about things. I'm going to throw a couple down on here, and I want you to do that good old thing where you give this a go. Pause it, try them, write them down, and then we'll look at one of them together, but then try the others on your own. So at this point, you're coming back because you already paused it, and you've already solved all 3 of these. Haha, yes, you have. So I'm so tempted. I'm going to go with this one. So let's solve this one, 6 times 17. So I'm going to rewrite it over here. Again, it doesn't matter what symbol I really use as long as they all mean multiplication. So I'm going to use the star this time. Draw the line and distribute out, right? 6 times the 1 in the tens place, which is a 10. And then 6 times 7, which is a 7 because it's in the ones place. So that gets me 60. And this gets me 42. My answer is 102, right? So try that out. Keep practicing. No, this is one great way to multiply when what we call a 2 by 1, meaning we have 2-digit numbers, 2-digit number, and we're multiplying it by a single digit number. Works great for this. As we get into what happens when I have to multiply 2-digit by 2-digit, well, don't worry, that's coming up. So what is going to happen when I have to go and solve something like this? And we'll be talking about that very shortly. So as always, thanks for your hard work. Keep it up. If you got any questions, go ahead and of course send them. And we will see you before before you even know it.